and as well to our YouTube viewers. Had just a little internet problems here at West Carter, but we're back on top of things here at West Carter at the moment. Not for sure exactly what happened, but we switched internet and we are back on the air. I do apologize for that, but we'll get you rolling back here as well. Like I said, I do apologize for the technical issues, but we are back on the air. May have to rejoin us in a different stream out there, but glad to have you out there and viewing here today. And so, as we said, we've got a very good game out here this afternoon. As West Carter is going to be taking on St. Henry. And we'll try to get our Facebook feed back up here. Little technical issues. Always happens when things go wrong and everything else. And we'll see if we can get things rolling here for us out here as well. Okay, I think we are rolling here now, hopefully back on top of things and everything else. I do apologize for the little break that we had there. Like I said, we experienced just a few internet issues, but we are back up and running. Of course, we're getting ready here for the national anthem and the introduction of the teams here. We are going to be having St. Henry Crusaders versus the West Carter Comets. Of course, the colors this afternoon being presented by the West Carter High School Junior ROTC Color Guard. And thank you for sticking around with us and our technical issues that we've had so far this evening. Good to have them at the beginning of the game instead of at the end of a close game like we had the other night. But we are definitely glad to have you all on. Make sure that you like and share our Facebook page. Or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribe to us and also hit that little bell for the notification. Glad to have you subscribe as well. And, of course, good to see Hank Bond on there tonight. Of course, if you're looking for some additional Carter County sports, the East Carter is going to be at Russell tonight. And you can watch that game at 7:15 on the Greenup Beacon streaming. So good to see Hank Bond out there tonight. And thanks, Bob Bays, for tuning in from the Florida Keys. Glad to have you out there as well. A little bit of a rocky start with some technical issues, but we are back on the air. And so now we're getting ready for the St. Henry Crusaders. 12-2 on the season. Their starting lineup got number 3, Corey Shea. Number 12, Wyatt Veith. Number 22, Jude Bessler. Number 23, Ryan Butler. And number 34. And I think I had a 34 on here, but we'll definitely get that number here before too long. And starting now for the West Carter Comets, number 5, Landon Nichols at forward. And then at power forward, number 11, Trevor Callahan. He's had some fantastic games here in the last little bit. Then at guard, a senior wearing number 14, Hunter Sammons. And then at the other guard, number 30, Gage Lettingham, also a senior. And finishing out the lineup for the Comets, number 33, Tyson Webb at guard and a senior. Of course, the head coach for the St. Henry Crusaders, David Faust, and the head coach for the West Carter Comets, Jeremy Webb. And that's about the truth, Hank. If without technical issues, we wouldn't have any issues whatsoever. Good to have that. Of course, St. Henry coming in, they are last year's All-A state champions. They won this tournament back in 2020, and then also all the way back in 2003, they were also the All-A state champs as well. And then, of course, they were the 1998 All-A runners-up as well. Of course, Wyatt Veith is committed to Thomas More University, so he'll be continuing on his basketball career there. So Lettingham drives in, kicks it out to Webb. Webb for 3, no good. Rebounded by Henry Clay. So West Carter with the ball now. West Carter wanting to foul. Webb going to drive it in, put it up one-handed, no good. Rebounded by Bessler. Driving the lane by Veith. Veith kicks it up to the top to number 34, and that is good. And I believe that is Teaton, Cody Teaton, I believe, is who that they said that was on the announcement. And big 3 there by West Carter, definitely showing why they're higher in the state on the three-point basket. And we're going to get a foul to start things out here. We'll get the scoreboard up and running here momentarily. That foul is going to go against Landon Nichols, and that's going to be his first, team's first. Going to be shooting 2 now for St. Henry. Drives the first one. 3 all at the moment. Second shot's up, and that one is in. Gage Lettingham taking the ball down for West Carter at the moment. We'll try to get the time and everything else updated for you as well, but the score should roughly be correct at 4-3. And looks like we're going to get a foul. Cody Teeden picks up his first foul, team's first of the half, and that's going to send Trevor Callahan to the line, shooting 2. Second shot's up, and that is in. So West Carter's now up 5-4. Of course, as Hank Bond said, without technical problems, we wouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Three-point basket on the way there by Jude Bessler. So that's going to put St. Henry on top, 7-5. Kicks it out to Webb at the top of the key. Takes it all the way out. Of course, he has been known to shoot some long three-pointers in that way, but he takes an extra step there, and he's going to be called for the travel. And we got some players on the floor. Sammons comes up with the ball, gets it to Webb. Good pass up to Trevor Callahan, and in for the 2. Shot there, no good by Shea, and we're going to pick up another foul. And that's going to go against Tyson Webb, and that's going to be his first, team second. And Wyatt Veith drills his first one. Of course, number 8 in the state in free throws. So he's definitely got some experience there. So out of bounds, the ball goes to St. Henry. Teeden pops a shot, and that is good. So 10-7 at the moment, having a little problems with their scoreboard, but we'll get that all fixed up here momentarily. Callahan takes a shot, no good, deflected there by St. Henry. They push the ball up, and that is good there by number 22, Bessler. And so St. Henry is on top, up by 5 early on here in the first half. Lettingham's driving the lane, but he's going to pick up the foul. Corey Shea picks up his first, and that's going to be team's second. Tries to get it in, and we got some bodies on the floor as it's a tip there. Lettingham gets in, finally gets it up to Webb. Webb driving down the lane, kicks it out to Sammons. Sammons for the 3, and it is good. So he cuts the lead down to 2, 12-10. St. Henry coaching staff wanting a foul on that one, but West Carter ends up coming up with the ball. Lettingham surrounded by some Crusaders, but they're going to call him for the steps. Yeah, the West Carter fans definitely wanting a foul on that last possession. And that's a tip ball, but recovered by St. Henry. Floater shot, no good by Veith, and so that one's going to go to West Carter. Checking into the ball game now for the Comets, number 10, Sam Jones. So Lettingham has the ball back court. Driving it up, gets it across the timeline. Gets it in, surrounded by a bunch of Crusaders, and eventually taken away by Shea. Shea gets it down into the post, and we're going to get a foul here against Webb. That's going to be his second. And Veith is on the line, and he's going to be shooting too. He gets drills the first one, gets the lead out to 3. And second shot is up and in. So it looks like we got maybe our problems fixed up here with the scoreboard. We'll try to get the correct time up there. I'll tell you, that is one thing these St. Henry Crusaders is pinning down big time. The West Carter Comets on the trap. But after a missed shot by Callahan, the rebound gets down, and Hunter Salmons picks up his first foul, team's fourth, and we are at 14-10. Still here in the first period. Like I said, we'll try to get that all corrected. There we go. We're about at 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. And that shot is up and in for Veith. So now St. Henry with a 6-point lead. Lettingham driving down the lane. Gets it to Callahan. Callahan goes baseline, kicks it out to Salmons. Salmons hesitates, pulls it back out up on top. Good ball movement by the Comets as looks like St. Henry's going for man-on-man, and then there's a tip there by Teethan. And he gets the steal for St. Henry. Drives the lane as Veith kicks it out over to Teetan, but he took an extra step before the dribble, and he's going to be called with the turnover. And so number 24, Reed Ravenscraft, checks in for St. Henry, and West Carter takes a 30-second timeout. So we'll be back in 30 seconds here on Manta Sports Media. Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com. And we're back here at John Hott Brown Court with 2 minutes, 19 seconds left to go here. And that should be in the first, but we'll take what we can get for right now. 16-10, St. Henry on top. West Carter just took a 30-second timeout. That's their first of the game. And Salmons just about loses the dribble, but they're going to say that was tipped out by Veith. So it'll be West Carter's ball. Gets it now to Webb. Webb getting the pick. They're putting on some pressure in on the inbounds this time. Close defense by this St. Henry team so far, man-on-man. And out of nowhere, Shea tries to get it, but Webb ends up putting up a shot and drilling it in. And so he picks up the basket, cuts the lead down to 4. Ravenscraft just about loses it as he pulls a matrix move and gets it back in play. Drives the lane, tries to pass it underneath him, but stolen by Sam Jones of West Carter, so that's a St. Henry turnover. 3 ball on the way by Webb, no good. And Butler tried to take off, but didn't have the ball just yet. And we're going to get a foul as Sam Jones was trying to get the ball, and Ravenscraft more or less tackled him. But that's going to be his first, team's third. Gabe Ryan now checking in for the Crusaders. 1:17 left. Gets it to Lettingham. Bobbles it a little bit. He's picked up his dribble. He's got to get somebody to come help him. Jones comes back up, drives the lane, kick it back out to Webb. Callahan, he's been hot here the last little bit in the three-point range, but passed on that shot. Webb getting the offense set back up again, gets it over to Callahan. Good cut there by Jones, and he's going to get a hard foul there by Bessler. And that's going to be his first, and team's 4. So each team with 4 fouls so far. Sends Sam Jones to the line, shooting 2. He drains the first one. Gets it down to a 3-point lead as Landon Nichols and Logan Berry checks back in for the Comets. So under a minute to play. Jones' second shot is up and in. Driving the lane, takes it all the way is Shea as he hesitated for a second, then just hit on the gas and got the easy layup down on the right-hand side, just about picking the pocket of Lettingham again. He's doing some fantastic defense so far. Under 30 left to play here in the first period. Finally gets the ball out to Barry. Barry gets it back to Lettingham. Of course, that was the combo the other night that got the game-winning shot. Gets it to Jones. He's going to drive the lane. Contested shot, no good. Under 10 left to play now as Bessler takes it down. Gets the ball stripped from him by Salmons, and that is the end of the first period. Our score right now, 18 St. Henry, 14 West Carter. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here at John Hott Brown Court. Of course, missed out our who to watch so far this at the beginning of the game due to the technical issues, but for West Carter, definitely got to keep an eye out for Tyson Webb, shooting 13.5% or 13.5 points a game. Trevor Callahan 11.8, and Hunter Salmons 8.1, and Gage Lettingham 9.3. So we're back in. St. Henry gets the ball to start out the second period, and finally gets that one to drop is Gabe Ryan. And that one tipped, and they're going to say last touch West Carter. Of course, taking a look for St. Henry, who to watch for, definitely got to keep an eye on number 12, Wyatt Veith, 20.5 points a game. He's been known to get into 30-some, and Jude Bessler at 14.3, and Cody Tian out there as well at 7.6, but is their leading rebounder at the moment. Tries to get the ball up, puts a desperation shot up, no good. Tries to go out of bounds and save it, but ends up with his foot on the line, and so that's going to be West Carter's basketball. Still 2014, 7:26 left to play here in the first half. Gets it to Lettingham. They're playing man-on-man. Good look to get to Nichols, and then back to Barry, and he gets it for the two. That's one thing this West Carter team will do is definitely share the ball as they keep on getting it moved around and trying to find their pace with this very tough team. So we're going to get a foul down in as Veith working the post. Sam Jones ends up picking up his first foul. And that's going to be team's 5th. Tyson Webb checks back in for Hunter Salmons. And Brennan McNamara checks in for St. Henry. McNamara gets the ball. McNamara behind the back pass, getting a little fancy out there on us this afternoon. Vife has the ball now, gets it over to Ravenscraft. Ravenscraft gets it to Fetters. Fetters puts up the floater shot, and that is in. Sends the St. Henry lead back out to 6 at 22-16. Putting some pressure on Lettingham. Picks up his dribble. Barry was there for him. Barry gets it over to Jones with the strong bounce pass. West Carter's got to find an answer for that. Some backcourt issues at the moment. They're not putting a full court press on them, but they're putting two players on a very tough man-on-man full court. Nichols gets his own rebound and gets that one to fall, and he picks up another 2, so cuts the St. Henry lead down to 4 at 22-18. Crossover dribble, gets it down to the corner, fakes the shot, looks back again, gets it down to Ravenscraft. Ravenscraft, top of the key to Vife. Vife drives the lane, stops back at the three-throw line. That's in and out. Rebounded Lettingham of West Carter. Back behind the back pass to Jones. Gets it back to him, and so St. Henry's going to pull back on the full court man-on-man at the moment. West Carter gets the offense set up. Lettingham trying to find somebody to get it to. Webb cuts back up, and Barry puts up a shot. No good. And as looks like Jones tried to get the ball, but tossed it behind him and went out of bounds. Trevor Callahan checking back into the ball game for the Comets, as well as number 34, Cody Teton, for St. Henry. Do share our page and like our page out there as well. That way so you catch all of the great local sports action here. Good spin move there by Teton as he drains another 2 and gets St. Henry back out to 6. Jones picks up his dribble, gets it, looks down court to Barry. Barry thought he saw Callahan for a moment, but that lane sealed up very quickly. Fetters playing some tight defense against Lettingham. Lettingham puts behind the back pass, but that one's intercepted by Ron. Driven down, puts the shot up, no good by McNamara. Rebounded by Fetters. West Carter's on the floor, and there's a missed shot, and let's see who they're going to get this one on. They're going to call that on Teton. And that's going to be his second, team's 5th of the half. As number 4, Reed Ravenscraft, checks back into the ball game now for Teton. Of course, in foul trouble right now, you got Teton with 2 and Tyson Webb with 2. Three ball on the way by Jones. That's in and out. No good. Rebounded Ravenscraft of St. Henry. One-handed shot up. No good. Gets his own rebound as Fetters. Fetters gets it down into Ravenscraft. Puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded Webb. He's looking up court. He was looking for Lettingham, but that lane closed out. Finally gets it over to Callahan. Back out to Webb again. Runs into his own man. Backs back out. 3:30 left to play here in the first half. Gets it back down to the wing. West Carter's got to get some motion going on here to try to throw this team off balance. They've got a very good, strong man-on-man defense. That's one thing that we talked about with Coach Webb the other night was patience, definitely on the offensive and defensive end. Good look down to Barry, and he drains the 2. Cuts the lead back down to 6. Leaves them wide open. No good by Ryan. And ball is still loose. Lettingham dives for it and ends up going out of bounds on the opposite end. So checking back into the ball game right now for St. Henry is Veith. Of course, our keys to victory this afternoon, of course, West Carter's definitely got to increase up their field goal percentage, and they have to stop Veith. He is one man that they have to keep an eye out for. West Carter's got to maintain control of the tempo of this game. The other night it went a little bit too slow for him, but St. Henry really has to kind of slow down West Carter as Lettingham takes it in, gets it to Webb. He's going to stop, pop it up, and that is good. And so we get the lead down to 2 off of that Webb 2-pointer. And rebounded ended up by Callahan. So West Carter could tie this ball game or take the lead back up after this on this possession. Webb puts it up, no good. Rebounded St. Henry's. St. Henry wanting a hand check. Gets the ball in is Ravenscraft, and St. Henry's going to call a timeout here while Ryan Butler checks into the ball game for the Crusaders. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll be back here in 30 seconds here on Manta Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Back here at John Hop Brown Court, where West Carter has cut the lead down to 4. They were at 2 before that shot by St. Henry to put them back on top by 4. So West Carter playing they're playing a very good defensive team and have been holding their own so far. As they went, St. Henry went for a quick full court trap, but now backing off of it after the first attempt. Lettingham crosses it over. Driving it in, he's trying to find somebody, gets it down to Callahan. Callahan turns but runs right into Veith, and that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to be at West Carter. So 1:20 left to play in the opening half. Callahan gets the ball, spins, one-hands it as he tries to reach around him. And good rebound there by Jones, and he picks up the bucket, so it's 26-24. Crusaders on top by 2. Gets it out to the wing, down to the corner again. And a loose ball, Veith picks it up. He tries to drive the lane, tipped it out by Jones, and Jones goes diving for it, knocks it out of bounds. So good, a good defensive set there for West Carter. Landon Nichols going to check back in for the Comets now as he's going to take out Webb. Give him a rest this last minute. Veith with the ball. Gives it over to Ravenscraft. Pops a 3 right off the rim. No good. Rebounding Nichols. West Carter would like to go into the halftime with at least a tied ball game. Shot put up by Nichols. No good. Gets his own rebound. And we're going to end up with another jump ball underneath the basket. This time it's going to be the possession arrow goes towards St. Henry. So about 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Been a good, tight back and forth battle. St. Henry, getting some leads out there, but West Carter keeping them close. And that's definitely one thing that I'm sure Coach Webb is glad He'd rather have the lead, but if you're going to be down, at least be down close. Veith tries to put it up, runs in, and he's going to be called for the steps. Tyson Webb checking back in to the ball game for the Comets as he's going to replace out Jones. 2.8 seconds left to go. That one tipped by Veith and gets the layup up to finish out the second half. Not good possession on that one. Just threw it almost right into the hands of Veith. But we are at halftime now where St. Henry is on top 28-24. West Carter will have the ball coming out in the second half. So we will be back here momentarily. You are watching the second round of the All-A Boys State Basketball Tournament live here on Mantis Sports Media on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure that you follow our page. Make sure you share us. Hit the little bell on YouTube for notifications. Subscribe to us. Love to have you out there, but we'll be back here momentarily with some halftime stats. You're watching Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
And we are here back at West Carter. 28-24, St. Henry on top. Just want to give a shout out to some of our star senders and some people out there today. Good to see you, Judy Collins out there, as well as Deborah Webb. Shirley Irwin, thank you very much again for some more stars out there today. Hitting a 2-week streak on us, as well as Shannon Miner. Thank you very much for sending stars our way as well. And I'd like to thank Dylan Cottrell. Cheering on St. Henry here today. Love to hear from the people from all over the state. Glad to see you out there as well. Make sure that you put in where you're listening from and who you're cheering for, and we'll try to get you here on the air here as much as we can. But we're going to take another couple-minute break as we get some more halftime stats, and we'll be right back here momentarily. You're watching second round All-A district action, or All-A state tournament action here on Mantis Sports Media.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
And we're back here at West Carter High School, getting ready for some halftime stats here this afternoon. And so it has been a pretty good first half by both teams. St. Henry coming out shooting 50%. They are 10 of 20 so far on the evening from the 2-point range. Only drilled 1 3 so far, and they are at 1 of 4. Shooting 25%, and they are 5 of 6 from the 3-throw line, shooting 83.3%. West Carter as a team is shooting 7 out of 15, and that is 44.6%. They're 2 for 6 from behind the 3-point arc, shooting 33.3%, pretty close to their season average so far. And they are a perfect 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, shooting 100%. Of course, name of the game has to be on the boards, and right now St. Henry is out rebounding West Carter 16-10. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, probably in the first little chunk of the game that we had before some technical issues. St. Henry is 38th in the state with rebounds, and they typically average 31.9 boards per game. And so they're on track for that here tonight. West Carter with 10 boards so far this game. Typically, they average right at 30.4, so not too far behind, but a little bit off pace. West Carter been getting the turnovers with the tips and everything else, and so they are controlling on the turnovers 10-7. So St. Henry, a few extra turnovers, but still pretty clean first half as well. Gets us to our score at 28 St. Henry, 24 West Carter. Taking a look at some individual stats. Right now, Wyatt Veith has 7 points. He's 2 of 5 from the field, and he's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. Behind him is Jude Bessler. He's got the only 3 of the night for St. Henry. He's shooting 50%, 1 of 2 from the field, or from the field goal, 2-point field goal range, and 1 of 2 from behind the arc. And then right behind him, leading scorer actually is Cody Teaton. He has got 8 on the night. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the field, and he's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. And then you have Corey Shea, Reed Ravenscraft, and Cameron Fetters, all with 2 points each. Of course, for the West Carter Comets, leading scorer right now is Hunter Salmons. He's perfect 2 for 2 from behind the arc. He's got 6 points on the night so far. Then you have 4 West Carter players with 4 points each. Sam Jones has got 4 points. He's 1 of 2 from the 2-point range, 0 of 1 from behind the arc, 3-point arc, and he is 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Trevor Callahan, he's got 4 in on the night. He's 1 of 3 from the 2-point range, 0 of 1 from the 3-point range, and perfect from the charity stripe, 2 of 2. And then you have Logan Berry. He's 2 of 3 from the 2-point range with 4 points. And then Tyson Webb has 4 points as well, and he's 2 of 4 from the 2-point range and 0 for 2 from behind the 3-point arc. And also scoring for West Carter is Landon Nichols. He's got a bucket. He's 1 of 3 tonight. Of course, West Carter, as we said, they've got the advantage on the turnovers so far, and they've scored 10 points on turnovers so far to St. Henry's 4. Of course, St. Henry definitely taking advantage of the boards, 16-10 lead there, and they're getting those second chance points. St. Henry so far has got 7 second chance points to West Carter's 4. And, of course, points off the bench, pretty even for both teams. St. Henry with 6 off the bench. West Carter with 8. Of course, before we forget here tonight, the officials, Jeff Callahan, Gavin Ramsey, and Brian Keltner, all here officiating the All-A State Classic quarterfinals. Of course, the largest lead of the night belonged to St. Henry at 16 to 10. There's been 4 lead changes tonight, 3 ties. And, of course, the longest runs of the night, West Carter had a 4-0 run a little bit earlier, and that was their largest run, with St. Henry with a 8-2 run as well. That was all tied up in that second quarter, 10 apiece. First quarter, St. Henry outscored West Carter 18-14, and that is the difference so far here in this ball game. And so, as we said, West Carter gets the ball to start out the second half, and we are now underway. Lettingham behind the back pass leaves Webb wide open for an NBA 3 and drills it. He is not afraid to shoot those long threes, and he is pretty accurate when he gets within that range. Drops the shoulder, knocks Callahan on the ground, tries to put up a shot, doesn't make it, but St. Henry's going to end up drawing the foul. Gets that one on Trevor Callahan, and that's going to be his first, team's first. Webb pleading his case to the officials now, trying to see what he saw on that. First basket is up and good by Bessler. So he gets the lead back out to 2. Of course, Tyson Webb, as we said, he's a 33.9% three-point shooter. And so, and like I said, he is not afraid to pull the trigger from deep behind the three-point arc. And we're going to get a foul on the floor here before the drive in. That foul is going to go against Corey Shea. And that's going to be his first. His second, team's first of the half. Gets it into Callahan. Callahan dribbling around. Tries to put up the hook shot, but that one blocked there by Teton. But West Carter maintains possession. Gets it to Callahan. He puts up a shot and drains it. Good baseline jumper there. Gets West Carter back within 1. Of course, as we said, usually St. Henry used to double-point leads as they are in the top 50 in the state on that mark there so far at 28th. And drains it. Beef gets another basket there and extends back out the lead to 3. Lettingham has the ball, and that is tipped. And finally gets it back to him. Beef goes up. And this time we're going to get the offensive foul. So Veith picks up his first, team second. Callahan was in position to take that charge, and that was the same official that passed on the offensive foul just a little bit earlier by Teton. So finally gets it to him, tries to get it down to Callahan. Callahan puts it up and in. He was underneath the backboard, reached up and around, and got that one in. And so West Carter back within a 1-point lead so far with about 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Leaves him wide open in the corner, but can't get it. Rebounded West Carter. Gets it up the court. Good look and good tip there as Callahan gets it and tips it to Sammons, and Sammons puts up the easy 2 and gives West Carter their first lead in this half at 33-32. Drives the lane, and he's going to get hit up from behind. Butler tried to put up that shot. And that one's going to go against Sammons, and that's going to be his second, team second, as he puts Butler at the line to shoot 2. First one's up, rolls out the rim. No good, so he'll have a second shot. Second shot's up. That one falls in, and we got a tied ball game now at 33 all. West Carter gets in the ball. Once again, tight man-to-man defense. Tries to go for a trap as Bessler and Veith. West Carter breaks the press, and Callahan almost with the reverse layup, but Sam Jones tries to get the ball, but hits it out of bounds, and so it will be St. Henry's ball. West Carter's still hanging back in a man-to-man defense, not putting too much pressure on just yet. Of course, this team is quick. And Shea drives the lane and gets it in for the easy bucket, so he gets St. Henry back on top by 2. Webb drives the lane, spins, kicks it out to Callahan for 3 ball. No good. Rebounded Webb, gets it back to Jones. Coach Webb calling the plays. No one's moving at the moment, trying to tell him to get the ball, starting to get it around. Webb spins, fading shot, no good. And Sam Jones gets it, but he was standing on the line as he was trying to get it called back. And so that'll be St. Henry's ball. Gets it down in the post to Teton. Teton up against Callahan, puts up the right hand, no good. Rebound to Callahan. He gets it out to Lettingham. Quickly gets it across half court, doesn't let Shea get set up on the defense. Gets it out to Jones. Thought about the 3-4 second, but gets it to Callahan, and they're going to have to get things reset back up as Webb puts up a long 3, no good. Rebounded Bessler of St. Henry, and there was a steal there by Jones, but he sails out of bounds. So that'll be St. Henry ball with about 3 minutes and 54 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Veith trying to go up underneath, goes up and under and gets it in. Good strong move by Wyatt Veith. They get it down to Callahan quickly. Good pick there by Jones as Webb gets it. Salmons cross courts it over to Callahan, back up to the top to Jones. And there's a tip there by Shea, and he's going to take it in for the bucket. And so we're going to get a full timeout here by West Carter as Coach Webb wants to slow things down just a touch. We'll be back here in 60 seconds. You're watching second round action of the All-A State Tournament here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here at John Hop Brown Court where West Carter just took their second timeout of the game. Trying to slow things down as St. Henry has picked up a 4-point lead here and holding on to it at the moment. St. Henry starting in on a full court press, trying to get a trap of Webb. And they're going to get a timeout by West Carter before the 10-second call. We'll see if this is going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll be back here in 30 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
Back here at West Carter High School, definitely like to thank a few people. Amanda G sending in some stars, as well as Linda Burton, good to see you out there as well. Jasmine Rayburn, good to see you out there cheering on the Comets as well. As West Carter gets the ball in, splits the defense. There's Webb as he gets it to Jones. Jones picks up his dribble, trapped up by two people. Finally gets it to Lettingham as Webb drives down the lane, doesn't get it, rebounded by Teton of St. Henry. And they're pushing the ball up a little bit. Drives the baseline as Shea kicks it back out to the wing, and three ball there by Bessler. Gets it down to Salmons, good look, and he gets a two from the jump shot. So he cuts the lead back down to 5 for West Carter. And that pass by Shea is trying to hit, I think, Teton down in the corner, but that one sails out of bounds. I'm going to say last touch by West Carter. As I believe Nichols coming in now for Jones. Throw it deep down court. Lettingham trying to cover him. He gets in front of him, drives the lane, kicks it out to Bessler, and we're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against Corey Shea. He's going to get that on the illegal pick, and that's going to be his third, team's third of the half. As Gabe Ryan checks into the ball game now for St. Henry. He's going to be replacing out Shea. A little trouble getting the ball in. Finally gets it into Webb in the corner. He's double teamed, gets it back out to Nichols. Nichols sees his man cross court, but gets it to Salmons. Salmons drives the lane, pops, and drills it. 42-37. 5-point lead once again for St. Henry. Switched off on the defense there. Bessler tries to put up a three. No good. Rebounded by Salmons. Lettingham puts in the floater, and that is good. So he has cut the lead down to 3 for West Carter. Or for St. Henry, as lead down to 3. Still about 1:40 left to play here in this third period. Gets it out to Teton. Teton jumper at top of the key, and that is good. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout here by St. Henry. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds. You're watching Manta Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
44-39, St. Henry still holding on to a 5-point lead, but West Carter not letting them get beyond 6 points so far on a lead. So tight game, not a game that St. Henry's used to. As we said earlier, they are usually out scoring their teams, their opponents by 12.3 points. West Carter getting the motion offense set up. Callahan drives it in, turns, spins, puts up the hook, no good. Rebounded by Teton of St. Henry. As we said earlier, West Carter's got to get some these shots to fall for them. We've seen how good they could be down in West Liberty when they were very comfortable shooting the ball. but it seems like at home not as much just yet. Good move there by Lettingham. Puts up the right-handed floater and gets it to drop. Cuts the lead back down to 3. So about 30 seconds left to go. Veith hands the ball off to Bessler. Bessler turns around, backs it back out, 20 seconds. Veith at the top gets the pick by Bessler. Drives in, kicks it out to the wing, no shot. Cross courts it over to Ryan. Ryan tries to get it down in, but that's stolen by Callahan. He gets the ball up to Nichols. Nichols puts up the layup, no good. And that's going to finish things out here for the third quarter. West Carter down by 3. St. Henry 44, West Carter 41. We'll be back here after a word from our sponsors.
Since James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And you are watching this on Mantis Sports Media. If you'd like to advertise with us, send us an email at mantisportsmedia@gmail.com or call us 606-207-3315 or leave us a message on Facebook and we'll be glad to get with you. So St. Henry gets the ball to start off the fourth period. He was trying to look inside, trying to get it down to Bessler, but kicks it out to the wing. 3 ball on the way, and that is good by Butler. So he gets the lead back out to 6 for St. Henry at 47-41. Lettingham gets it off to Nichols. Gets it back to Lettingham on the wing. He's double teamed up, and we're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against number 12, Wyatt Veith. And that's going to be his second, team's fourth. West Carter taking the ball out. Webb dangerously close to the timeline, gets it back out up to Sammons. Little push off there by Veith, no call. Gets it up to Barry, and there's a tip there by Veith, but he's going to pick up the foul. So he picks up 2 quick fouls and gets his third, and that'll be team's 5th. Definitely not the person you want to be fouling at the moment, or to have foul at the moment with 3 fouls. Now, still got a couple to give, but he does get the steal there, trying to hold off Lettingham. Lettingham gets the tip. Loose ball, Lettingham gets it over behind the back pass to Webb, and then block shot, but he is going to be fouled by Bessler. And that's going to be Bessler's second as Webb was going up for the dunk and just gets it hit out, but body contact causes the foul. So Webb's going to be at the line shooting 2, drills the first one. Webb, a 77.1% free throw shooter. Trevor Callahan checks back in for the Comets, and he drains the second one. Gets the lead cut down to 4 now. 47-43. Clear out the lane, and they're going to say that was off of Veith, and that'll be a turnover, another turnover for the Crusaders. as Corey Shea checks into the ball game now for St. Henry. He replaces out Ryan. Shea, pretty good defender, and this time we're going to get an offensive foul here. This one going to go against Lettingham, and that's going to be his first, team's third. West Carter's had a pretty clean game so far here today. Only 8 fouls across both first and second halves so far. Shea kicks it back out over to Bessler. Bessler gets it again at the top of the key, drops the 3 ball and finds the bottom of the net and gets St. Henry one of their largest leads of the night at 7. Hits the middle of the court to Salmons. Good look there to hit Lettingham. Logan Berry found Lettingham cutting down to the post, and good look for him to pick up the easy layup. 50-45. Trying to get it to Veith on the post. Good pass there, and that was a good pass to Shea as he gets the easy layup and gets the lead back out to 7 for St. Henry. St. Henry still in a tough man-to-man. Good cut there by Lettingham. Gets it to Callahan. Callahan drives the lane, and he's going to be fouled. And that one's going to go against number 22, Jude Bessler. That's his third. And that's going to send Callahan at the line shooting 2. And so by my records, that should be Shea, Veith, and Bessler, all with 3 fouls. As Sam Jones comes back into the ball game for the Comets. And those are your 3 top scorers for St. Henry at the moment, all with 3 fouls apiece. That one's off the back of the rim. Berry gets a hand to bounce it back, and Callahan comes up with the offensive board. Still plenty of time here with 5 minutes, 20 seconds left to go within regulation. And they're going to call Tyson Webb with the illegal pick on the side. Coach Webb's kind of fired up, wanting to know what did he do to cause it, but Webb picks up his 3rd foul, and that is going to be team's 4th. Kicks it out, fakes the 3s. Ravenscraft kicks it out over to the wing to Bessler, and Bessler for the 3. So 55-46, St. Henry with their largest lead now at 9. Callahan trying to dribble out of the situation, but ends up picking up the foul from Bessler. And that is going to be his 4th, team's 8th. So he has picked up his 4th foul, not someone that St. Henry wants to see on that 4th foul right now. Callahan shooting the bonus ends up in the hands of Ravenscraft on the miss. So rebounds St. Henry. Shea drives the lane, puts up the one-hander, and that is good. Coach Webb, after being down, getting down to their largest deficit of the game so far at 11, takes a full timeout. So we'll be back here in 60 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And back here at John Hop Brown Court, where St. Henry has the largest lead of the night at 57-46. West Carter just has one more timeout left to go in this game unless it ends up going to overtime. Of course, West Carter not a stranger of overtime victories, especially in this tournament, as they got their 16th region championship off of an overtime, and then they advanced to this game here today in an overtime battle versus Robinson. And there's a West Carter turnover as Ravenscraft ends up coming up with the ball. So right now, Veith tries to get it in. They were wanting to walk, but end up getting fouled by Sam Jones of West Carter. And that's his second, team's fifth. Hunter Salmons checking back in for the Comets, as well as Cody Teton for the Crusaders, as they replace out Berry and Ravenscraft. West Carter has definitely held on tight to this team so far, but still a little bit under 4 minutes as they get it down to Teton. Good look as he gets the basket and extends out the lead now to 13. West Carter's got to get some points on the board here and get some defensive stops before this game starts to run away. Lettingham. He's kind of picked up that behind the back pass there tonight. And we're going to get a jump ball. Possession's going to go to West Carter. St. Henry thought they had it. Coach was going in to call the timeout, but the official already called the jump ball. Jones trying to get it in, finally gets it into Webb. He's got Lettingham on the side. Crossover, stops, gets it out to Salmons for the three. No good. And there's a steal by Lettingham as he caught good shot there on the Webb for two there, but he caught, I believe it was Butler sleeping just a second, looking down court, trying to see who he had, and Lettingham ended up helping to get the turnover to get some more points on the board. Deflection there by Callahan as they tried to get it into Teton. Turnover, St. Henry, three ball on the way for Webb, no good, rebounded by Veith. And he's going to be fouled. And that one's going to go against Salmons, and that's his third of the night, team 6. As Logan Berry getting ready to check back into the ballgame for the Comets. He's going to be replacing out Callahan. So from this point on in the game, both teams will be in the bonus. West Carter starting to put on some pressure. Good look there and dish down to Teton as he gets the basket and extends out the lead now to 13. Kick ball. Possession go to West Carter, and number 22, Bessler, checks in. Now he's got 4 fouls on the night so far, so he's going to have to watch himself in this remaining 2 minutes. Tries to get it down to Berry, but deflected back off of Bessler. 3 ball on the way by Salmons, no good. Rebounded by Teton. 2 minutes left to go here in regulation. West Carter's got to get a defensive stop here and try to get some points on the board if they want to try to cut away at this 13-point lead. Berry on Veith, but Veith goes around him baseline and puts up the shot. and drills it in. And so we're going to get a timeout here by St. Henry. 63-48 with about a minute 40 left to play. It'll be a full timeout here, so we'll be back in 60 seconds here. You're watching the quarterfinal round of the All-A state tournament, boys basketball state tournament here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here in action as Lettingham tries to put up a shot, but Teton comes down with the board and draws the foul. And that foul is going to go against Lettingham, and that's his second, team seventh. And so St. Henry is going to be here in the bonus as Cody Teton going to be shooting the bonus. Reed Ravenscraft getting ready to check into the ball game for the Crusaders. He's going in for Teton if he makes this second shot. 16-point lead now by the Crusaders. Make it 17, their largest lead of the night. Trevor Callahan checks back into the ball game for the Comets. He's going to be replacing out Sam Jones. And Camden Fetters checking into the ball game for St. Henry as he is replacing Wyatt Veith. Of course, the winner of this game here tonight will be traveling down to Eastern Kentucky for the semi and final games of this tournament. Good cross court over to Webb. Fires the three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded St. Henry. That was Butler on the rebound. Right now, St. Henry, their eyes are just to start eating up as much of this clock as possible. To not get the ball back in Wes Carter's hands, but they're going to pick up a foul. And that foul is going to go against Callahan, and that is his second, team's eighth, as he sends Ryan Butler to the line to shoot the bonus. And Wes Carter getting ready to clear out their bench here as they're going to send in Nichols, Boggs, Bryson Boggs, Caleb Rayburn, Brett Daly, and Connor Green. So we're under a minute left, and so it looks like St. Henry's is going to be trying to see if they can get back-to-back championships at the All-A state tournament. As that second shot, no good. Rebounded by Wes Carter. Green, he's going to put up a shot, no good. And we're going to get a timeout by St. Henry, as they're going to be putting in Matthew Setters. No timeout. There was a timeout to get the player in, but that was it. So they're going to try to just run out this clock, not get any of their starters hurt or anything else, as Jordan Fuston looks like he's getting ready to check in for the Comets. Right now, St. Henry just needs to keep a motion offense moving right now to try to eat up as much of this clock, and they're under 30 seconds at the moment. Right now, they're just dribbling it around and he's stepping back, and pressure's going to be off. Of course, Caleb Rayburn was in the game. I don't know if I mentioned that a little bit earlier. But that's going to be it. And final score here at West Carter as St. Henry comes away with the win, 65-48. They improve up to 13-2 on the season, and West Carter drops down to 9-4. So we'll be back here. We're going to pay a few bills and everything. Hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with some final stats here at West Carter. Once again, your final score, St. Henry 65, West Carter 48.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Susie Awkward.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And we're back here at West Carter High School, where we are getting everything all finished up for our end of the game stats and everything. So let's take a look and see what we have out there so far. Of course, okay shooting game for the Comets. They did increase up a little bit from their first half performance. Ending up with 16 of 33, shooting 48.5%. In the first half, they were 42.9, so did increase up just a little bit, but they were 16 of 33. They were 3 of 13 from behind the arc, so shooting 23.1. As we said, their season average before that was 36.5. But didn't quite reach that up there tonight. They were 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, shooting 77.8%. So pretty good three-throw shooting night for the Comets. Taking a look at St. Henry Crusaders, they were 20 of 33 from the two-point range, shooting a pretty good 60.6%. From the two-point range, and they were 50%, 5 of 10 from behind the arc, shooting 50%. From the charity stripe, they were 10 of 13, shooting 76.9%. A little bit off pace of their, or actually just a little bit of right at about their average, a little bit more because they were 11th in the state in three-throw shooting at 75.8. So they'll increase up just a little bit as they were at 76.9 tonight. St. Henry won the battle of the boards, out-rebounding West Carter 30-19. Turnovers pretty consistent, 17 for St. Henry, 13 for West Carter. Of course, St. Henry only having 7 turnovers in that second half, with West Carter getting 6 of them themselves. Taking a look now at individual scoring. Of course, leading scoring tonight for the winning St. Henry Crusaders was Jude Bessler, as tied in as well with Cody Teton. Both of them had 16 points on the night. Bessler was 1 of 2 from the two-point field goal range, 4 of 6 from behind the arc, and he was a perfect 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Cody Teton was 6 of 8 from the field and was 4 of 4 from behind the from the charity stripe. Right behind them was Wyatt Veith. He had 13 points on the night. So down from his average, West Carter did a pretty good job on holding him just to 13 points. As we kind of briefly shown on there, he's been known to break out into 20 and 30-point games, but held to 13 tonight. But he was 5 of 8 from the two-point range and 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Behind them was Corey Shea, who had 10 points of the night. He was 5 of 6 from the field. And then other Crusaders in scoring, Gabe Ryan had 2 points. Ryan Butler had 4 points. And Reed Ravenscraft had 2. And Camden Fetters had 2 as well. Of course, all the St. Henry Crusaders got into the game here this afternoon with Matt Setters being one of the last ones in, number 13. Taking a look now for the Comets. Of course, their leading scorer tonight was Hunter Salmons. He stepped up a little bit there tonight, and he was a perfect 3 for 3 from the 2-point range, and he was 50% from behind the arc, 2 of 4, and so he ended up with 12 points on the night tonight. Right behind him was Tyson Webb with 11 points. He was 3 of 7 from the 2-point range, 1 of 6 from behind the 3-point area with that huge NBA 3 from top of the key. And then he was a perfect 2 for 2 from the free-throw line tonight. Right behind them was Trevor Callahan, who had 9 points on the night, 3 of 8 from the 2-point range, 0 of 2 from the 3, and he was 3 for 5 from the charity stripe. Then you had Gage Lettingham, had 6 points tonight. He was 3 for 5 from the field. And then you had Sam Jones, 1 of 3 from the field tonight, and 2 of 2 from the free-throw line. Had 4 points, and Logan Berry was 2 of 3, and he had 4 points as well. And Landon Nichols finishes out the scoring for the Comets with 2 points. He was a 1 of 4 from the 2-point range. Of course, taking a look at points off turnovers, pretty even. Actually, West Carter took advantage of the boards that they did get. Of course, they were out-rebounded 30-19, but they outscored St. Henry off of the points off that was points off turnovers. Of course, St. Henry with 17 turnovers and West Carter with 13. West Carter outscored St. Henry 18-14 on points off the turnovers. St. Henry, even though out-rebounding West Carter 30-19, only got 9 second chance points compared to West Carter's 8. St. Henry had 15 points from behind the charity stripe tonight. West Carter had 9. Of course, points off the bench, West Carter had 8. St. Henry had 6. And, of course, as far as defensive stops, St. Henry just stopped West Carter more times out there and had 35 defensive stops on the night compared to West Carter's 29. Altogether throughout this game, there was 6 lead changes on the night and 4 ties. Of course, the largest lead is what we ended up the final score with, which was 65-48. So St. Henry had the largest lead of the night at 17 points. Longest runs of the night, West Carter had a 6-0 run there. I believe that was in the second half. When they ended up getting close and getting a lead change there in that third period. But they had a 6-0 run at one point in time, and then St. Henry ended up on a 10-0 run late there in the fourth quarter to really outscore the Comets late on in the game. Of course, box scoring as well. Of course, St. Henry outscored West Carter in the first quarter, 18-14, so had a 4-point lead after one. Second quarter was all tied up at 10 apiece, so West Carter did a pretty good job in holding them. And then West Carter actually outscored St. Henry in the third quarter, 17-16, and so that was when West Carter picked up their lead. But it was the final frame there tonight that really set the pace there, and St. Henry ended up with a 21-7 fourth period deficit out there this afternoon. Of course, tonight is the other All-A game as well. Taking a look at the brackets, of course, looks like on the 27th, Clinton County punched their ticket, was the first one to punch their ticket down to Eastern Kentucky. And they're going to be playing of the winner, which is playing tonight, either Somerset or Evangel Christian. And so Clinton County will be playing them. Of course, St. Henry advancing to the semifinal round down at Eastern Kentucky. And they're going to be playing the winner of Lexington Christian or Pikeville. Of course, that game will actually be played tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So you want to make sure that if you are a St. Henry fan that you tune in for tomorrow, not to Mantle Sports Media, but at least to the KHSA scoreboard to see who wins in Pikeville, which is down the 15th region, just right down the road. A very tough team that they have this year as they defeated Knott County Central 82-59 to make it to tomorrow night's game against Lexington Christian, and that game will be played at Lexington Christian. So far, Clinton County and St. Henry has punched their tickets for tonight. Of course, West Carter girls was in action on Sunday, and they had of course, a rough road against Walton Verona, and they ended up dropping that one at Walton Verona by 30 points, 62-32. They lost that one on the road Sunday at 2 o'clock. So Walton Verona advances on, and they'll be taking on either Berea or Owsley County. And that game will be played tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Berea. Other teams that's made it to the Final Four in the girls' bracket is Crittenden County and Bethlehem. Both of them advancing on from their games earlier on the 27th and 28th. And so taking a look now, as we said, St. Henry advancing on, and they'll be going on down to the semifinal round, and so they'll be playing on Thursday, trying to get my dates correct on there, and then, of course, they'll be playing, it looks like they did have Connors scheduled on the 5th, but I guess that's going to depend on if they win Thursday night. And then to wrap up the rest of their season, of course, schedules are changing constantly, so both these teams, could have some other games added on. But St. Henry should be finishing off their regular season against Villa Madonna, and that's going to be at Villa Madonna on March 8th. Of course, West Carter, as we said, they end up dropping down to 9-4, but this was a very tough team that they played here today. Held them tight all the way through 3 quarters. But right now, the only game left on West Carter's schedule, of course, talking to Coach Webb, we did have a East Carter possibly maybe coming up sometime. We don't know if that'll be later on this week or next week. And they also got to play Elliott County if they want to try to get in their seeding games before the district tournament, which I've been told has been scheduled for March 15th. So we'll see if that happens out there. But right now, the only other game on the roster for the West Carter Comets is going to be Fleming County at Fleming County on March 11th. So stay tuned to Manna Sports Media as we try to get you that information as soon as we get it there. Of course, St. Henry finishing off West Carter's 4-game win streak so far. And like I said, they are a tight team as they're advancing up to 13-2 on the season. And they're going to be playing some very tough teams. And they're trying to go back in for a second state, or they're trying to go in for back-to-back All-A state champions because, as we said earlier, they were the state champions in 2020 as well as 2003, and then they were the All-A state runner-up in 1998. Of course, as we say, Wyatt Veith, who was one of the leading scorers tonight, he has committed himself to continue on his basketball career down at Thomas More University. And so we look forward to him continuing out his playing his basketball career down there. So taking a look just a little bit more on the fans for tonight here. Of course, tough night for West Carter, but we definitely got the best fans in the area. Good to see Cody Moore out there as well, trying to get cheer on Tyson Webb. Getting him on the defensive side as well as trying to get him to throw it down. Of course, got fouled on that dunk. Kara Jordan cheering on Tyson as well. And definitely want to thank Greg Stevens as well, one of our stars givers here tonight. So good to see you out there as well. And like I said, we've got some awesome fans. So definitely want to thank Greg Stevens, Amanda G., Linda Burton, Shirley Irwin, Shannon Miner, tonight as well. And I know there was someone else in the first part of the game. And we do apologize for the technical issues that we had. As we got things rolling, got the game started off real well, and then boom, the internet drops out and our feed drops, and then of course had to work to get it back. But fortunately, we kept it for the entire game. So that's the important part that we want to see out there, is trying to get the game feed out there as well. Of course, if you're still interested in looking at some more Carter County boys basketball tonight, East Carter is going to be at Russell tonight. You can watch that on the Greenup Beacon. They're set to start here in about 7 minutes. Their start time's at 7:30, but the on-air at the Greenup Beacon is going to be at 7:15. Also taking a look at other area sports for today. Let's see if we can try to pull that up out there. So March 2nd, of course, trying to take a look and see what kind of local sports we do have. Of course, we have the game here as well, and trying to see Fleming County traveling down to Bath County there tonight. Of course, as we said, Fleming County is right now on the schedule for West Carter as their final game, but we'll have to see because, of course, in the agreement and the deal that we have with the other teams is try to cancel everything out and to get those games in play as well. Taking a look as well, seeing who else is playing. Raceland looks like they're going to be traveling to Fairview tonight. That game just now getting underway at Fairview Gymnasium. Also taking a look, let's see, trying to find some other 16th region here. Of course, we have Rose Hill Christian traveling down to West Liberty, and we'll be taking on, Rose Hill will be taking on West Liberty tonight, Morgan County tonight down at West Liberty. Also, looks like Round County's in action tonight as well, as they're going to be playing a very tough Robertson County. Of course, we've seen them just the other night as they played West Carter in the first round of the All-A tournament. And looks like we'll get Coach Webb up here for a few words to try to finish things off here this afternoon. Of course, finishing out, of course, as we mentioned, the East Carter-Russell game tonight. And then that rounds out the 16th region for tonight. So we'll get Coach Webb up here and see if we can try to get a few words out of him here this afternoon. Let me get the camera repositioned and get him up here. All righty. Coach Webb, tough loss there tonight, but played them very tough and very well there through 3 quarters.
Yeah, to be able to take the fourth-ranked team, into the fourth quarter, we played them really tough for 3 quarters and change. And I think it's one possession game. And, I don't know if we just ran out of gas or if they just got hot and started making shots because, they really took advantage of every opportunity we gave them in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, because that was a tough fourth quarter. I believe, 21?
21-7 quarter.
21-7, and you had them and even took the lead there in the third quarter.
Right. We did. We took the lead, 33-32. They answered that, I think, with a 10-0 run. That's just the team that they are. I think they're 4th in the state, Jeff. So they said, okay, well, we're not going to lose this game. And they answered it with a 10-0 run. And then we turned and answered that back with a 6-0 run to get it right back to a 3-point game, 1-possession game. So, I'm proud of our guys for the effort and the fight and the toughness that they showed, but just couldn't continue that. And, and some of the reason why you're inconsistent this time of year is because we simply have not had that much practice time. We've tried to play games because guys want to play games. There's a little bit of a balance there. So, now that the last couple weeks of the season or less of the week and a half of the season's kind of opened up, we're not going to seed our district. We're going to do a blind draw. So now that things have opened up, we can really look at ourselves and play this thing the rest of the way out, and hopefully that consistency comes around.
That'd be good because, as you said, of course, St. Henry, this is their 15th game on the season.
Yeah. Or 13th.
Yeah, 13th or 14th, I think,
yeah,
tonight. So, in this short season, 5 games, that means quite a bit. I mean, you got to think that's a third of their season, right there that they have got over top of them. And we mentioned the other day before that they have played some very tough teams.
Oh, yeah, Mercy, yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, they beat Covenant Catholic, by 2 points or something like that. And then they have Lexington Catholic, which is undefeated. If St. Henry makes a few free throws, in the overtime game against Lexington Catholic, they win that game. They missed 4 free throws down the stretch of that game that give Lexington Catholic the opportunity to win that. So when you think of where are we at compared to, because this is what this game is, it's where are we? Where do we compare to the best in the state? And for 3 quarters and change, we were right there. We were in position. And maybe we just had a little bit of a mental lapse, took a little bit of a mental break there, and they took advantage of it. Man, I don't know. I think they made 4 threes, 4 out of 5 there in that one stretch, and they shot 18 of 25 in the second half, Jeff. It's going to be tough to beat teams when you allow them to shoot 18 of 25.
Absolutely, because they were 1 of 4 from the 3-point range in the first half, and they picked up 4 of 6 in the second half. Right. So, I mean, when you're shooting that well, it's tough to defend against that because I know Bessler tonight, he got on fire there for a while.
Well, what you try to do is you try to keep them out of rhythm offensively. We try to execute our end of offense. It's not that we really need to change up what we're doing defensively. It's we need to do a better job of executing on our end of the floor. Make them chase us 30, 40, 45 seconds. Make them chase us side to side and side to side. And listen, high school guys, they want to get the ball in their hands and go play offense. That's just kind of the nature of things. Not too many of them want to just stay in there and stay disciplined on defense and continue to chase and fight through screens. They get tired of doing that. So, the flip side is how do we keep them out of rhythm offensively? We need to execute better on our end offensively so that way we keep them out of rhythm.
Absolutely. It's just like anything else. We give your defense a little bit of relief by getting some points up on the board. Of course, did a fantastic job tonight. Held Wyatt Veith to 13 points. He's been averaging over 20, and he's had 3 games over 30 so far this season. So did a pretty good job defensively, guarding him. And actually held all their leading scorers down below their season averages so far.
Our defensive effort for 3 quarters was very solid, but again, they just got hot that last quarter and took advantage of it. Veith is a very good player, and I thought Tyson and Sam, mostly with Sam, I started Tyson on him early, and he picked up 2 fouls, and we switched and put Sam in there on him most of the time. And Sam has just a great motor. I mean, man, he continues to want to try to work and keep guys in front of him defensively. Just so daggone active, man. I'm sure happy that Sam's on our side, because I would really hate to play against him.
Oh, absolutely. Because he had a good night tonight as well. Like I said, he had 4 points. Of course, the turnovers the big thing that we had.
Yeah, Sam does some things that don't show up on the stat sheet. He gets 4 points. He has a few rebounds, but he has 3 steals. How many times does he just put his body in front of people and keep other guys from scoring the basketball or getting to the rim? So, coaches and we try to look at things other than the stat sheet. We try to look at the bigger picture. And yes, it's good when you have guys scoring the basketball, but you also need other people, that understand their role. And Stam understands his role. Man, he really plays it well.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look back, of course, I'm dating myself a little bit to the 90s Bulls when Dennis Rodman came in. Yeah. I mean, you would never see him on the top leading scorers of the night, but he wasn't there for that job. Right. He handled the boards, and he was kind of the enforcer of the whole team there. But, as you said, you got to have someone like that for there.
That's right.
But like I said, nothing. I know that fourth quarter was kind of devastating, but definitely held them strong straight through 3. And put yourself in contention there. For the longest time, you never let them get beyond 6 points.
Yeah, we were in good shape. We were in good shape through 3 quarters and change, and I was proud of our team for giving ourselves putting ourselves in that position. But how do we become more consistent? That is the thing, Jeff. How can we the last week and a half of the regular season? How do we eliminate some of these small mistakes, little things that we do on both ends of the floor, and how do we become more consistent as a basketball team? That's the challenge. Think about this. I've got 2 guys out there playing a lot of minutes, that did not even play basketball last year. You know, I've got Hunter Salmons out there playing a lot of minutes, and he didn't play last season. And I've got Logan Berry, which I got to get Logan more minutes because he just is a force every time he gets in there. So, I mean, those guys need that work, right? They need that practice time. They need that game time. And, you know, it's a process. I really, really like our basketball team, Jeff. I mean, I'm really happy with where we are, but we can't be complacent. We can't be content with where we're at right now. We've got to keep pushing and getting ourselves better.
Absolutely. And really, as we mentioned last time, most of this is getting set up, for a run at the regional tournament because, of course, going to be playing probably a very tough Ashland squad that's out there. But I mean, when you're playing teams like St. Henry, Robinson County, Johnson Center,
Shelby Valley,
when you're playing those, you're really setting yourself up for the long haul instead of in the short term trying to get a few wins on the board and everything else.
That's right. You know, they show us different things. You know, they challenge us. You know, we are very comfortable playing in our region. You know, Lewis County's got us in our region. You know, so we're comfortable playing in our region. But you know, when you go outside, you just get different things. And there's the question mark. Well, where do we stack up? Right? Where do we really stack up against the competition? And every time we have an opportunity to play somebody like this, that we played tonight, like St. Henry, I mean, you got to jump on it because that only benefits you in the end.
Absolutely. And of course, St. Henry, last year's All-A state champion. So they're going to try to make a run for two at a time, but not bad for when you're taking on a previous state champion.
Yeah,
as
well, they were all juniors last year. Round County beat them last year at their place in the Kentucky Bank Challenge. You know, they're all juniors. They're good. They're good basketball players. And again, we kind of let it slip away there on us at the end. I really would have liked to have been able to see what we could have done if we made a shot or two and they missed a shot or two. Really would have liked to have seen the energy of this gymnasium. You know, if we could have got those last 2 or 3 minutes of the game in position to win it.
Absolutely. It's one of those things. Well, Coach, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
Yep.
Of course, I guess just on the agenda, is Fleming County. I think that's in the last week of the season.
We picked up Lewis County on Saturday, so we've got 3 days of practice. We'll practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something we've just not been able to do. So we're going to get in the classroom and watch ourselves on film and try to get better, and see some things there. And we're going to play Lewis. I think it's JV's at 1, varsity at 2:30 on Saturday. So 1 and 2:30. We still have Fleming Thursday next week. I'm going to try to pick up maybe somebody else Monday or Tuesday. So, with the way things are falling, or maybe, are happening here this last week and a half of season, I think it lines up well for us now. It's going to give us a chance to practice and get better. It's going to give us some really good competition here down at Stretch. Lewis County is a very good basketball team coming in here Saturday. So, you can't come back and take another day off, against them. And they showed us that down at their place, so hopefully we'll be ready to bounce back and go again.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's good to get that practice in and then be able to try out what you did in practice as well.
Yep.
Because, everybody's 0-0 in practice or, their team always wins in practice. But
everybody's undefeated in practice.
Absolutely. It's almost like another maroon white game that's out there. Well, Coach, thank you for coming up again and everything. Like I said, tough loss tonight, but played very well. Good 3 quarters out there, and I mean nothing to hang the head on too much out there. Like I said, just 1 quarter. 8 minutes different. Well, not even 8 minutes.
Right.
Out there. I would probably say at least 6 minutes out there. That it was kind of a rough stretch and everything, but good things are to come. I can see that out there for this squad.
Hopefully so. Hopefully just get better playing games and teams like this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. Sure appreciate that. Well, that's going to finish us off here at West Carter High School. Of course, our final score once again, St. Henry 65, West Carter 48. For the Manta Sports Media crew, this is Jeff Irwin. I'd like to thank you for watching with us and staying with us here today through our early technical issues and everything else. So thank you for keeping with us out there as well. And so, as I said, for the Manta Sports Media crew, we'd like to say God bless you all, and we'll see you all again. And the next game that we're going to be on the air is going to be a girls' game, and that's going to be in on Thursday. And that we're going to be doing a JV girls game with that, as West Carter is going to be taking on district opponent Morgan County. And I'll be here at West Carter High School. Game time set for that, as I believe think I have it as 5 or no, maybe 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock out there for JV and 7:30 for varsity. So stay tuned in with us there as well. And so we'll be seeing you again on Thursday for the girls. We'll have a doubleheader, JV varsity, as they take on Morgan County. And then on Saturday, we'll have the West Carter Lewis County varsity match. That game's going to be at 2:30 on Saturday. So we will see you all on Thursday. Thank you all for tuning in, staying with us with our technical issues and everything else today. As Hank Bond put it very well, without technical issues, we would have no issues at all here with the teams or with our broadcasts and everything. So we will see you all on Thursday as the West Carter Lady Comets takes on Morgan County. For Jeff Irwin and the Manta Sports Media crew, God bless you all, and we'll see you all then next time for more local high school sports.